Hi everyone. So, Kaliningrad Oblast, Kaliningrad region is a small Russia semi-exclave in Central Europe, but the US, EU, NATO leadership perceive this exclave as a threat to their security. So, will they do something about it? And for how long will Kaliningrad region last in case of a full-scale NATO invasion? Due to the advance of NATO military bases to the borders of Russia, geographically the Kaliningrad region became completely surrounded by member countries of this bloc. US military analysts have already begun to calculate how much time and effort it takes to capture the Russian enclave in Eastern Europe. Polish politicians have long dreamed of seizing this region of Russia and are ready to provide the territory of Poland as the main staging ground for the offensive. Now, isn't this funny, how the Polish politicians are constantly accusing Russia of having imperial ambitions, but have their own wet dreams of seizing Russian territories? The likely scenario, according to forecasts by NATO generals, is as follows. NATO forces begin an assault on the Kaliningrad region from its northern border, and at the same time blockade it from the sea. The Russians immediately attack Lithuania and other Baltic countries to create a land corridor for their troops. NATO applies Clause 4 of the Collective Security Charter. All countries of the bloc invade in full force, and as a result the Kaliningrad region will fall after a 2-week confrontation. Chinese analysts, however, offer alternative calculations. The worst-case scenario is that after the invasion of Polish troops in the Kaliningrad region, Moscow immediately launches nuclear strikes on the coalition countries. If Putin decides to keep the nukes away, then the Pskov Airborne Division enters the defense of the Kaliningrad region in the Western theater of military operations. To help it pass through the territory of the Baltics, several tank columns move forward, sweeping through 3 battalions of NATO troops stationed in Estonia and Latvia. Poland can field about 100,000 troops of the ground forces, air force and navy. The US troops stationed in Poland will help them, but there aren't many of them. Just a helicopter brigade, an armored brigade and a special forces detachment. There are half as many of military personnel in the region, Russia, but technically the Russian units are better equipped. The first line of defense will be composed of ground forces, a marine brigade, a coastal regiment, a separate missile regiment, the Baltic Navy and naval aviation. The total mobilization reserve of the Kaliningrad region is up to 150,000 people. The second line of defense will be missile systems. The radius of destruction of the Iskander system deployed in the Kaliningrad region includes the entire territory of Poland. In a few hours, the missiles of these systems can reduce all major Polish cities, airfields, military headquarters and warehouses to ruins. To this, you can add the Kalibr cruise missiles based on ships. International experts predicting a possible military conflict give an unambiguous conclusion that the Kaliningrad region can not only hold out until the arrival of the main forces from Russia, but also cause significant damage to NATO troops, and I have nothing else to do but to agree with them.